High in the misty mountains of Central Africa, a giant moves through the green. He weighs as much as 3 grown men and could snap bamboo like a matchstick. Yet he has never started a fight in his life. This is the mountain gorilla, and almost everything you fear about him is wrong. He is the largest primate on Earth. A dominant male can stand over 5 feet tall and weigh more than 400 pounds, almost all of it pure, dense muscle. His arms span wider than a doorway, and in raw strength, he may be nearly 10 times stronger than any human alive. Living in this forest, he could crush bone, uproot small trees, and drive off a hunting leopard in the dark. No predator here would ever dare to challenge him directly. He is, without question, the undisputed king of these ancient, misty mountain slopes. And here is the great paradox of the gorilla. This mountain of muscle, this so-called savage beast, is a gentle vegetarian. He does not hunt. He does not kill for his food. He spends his days quietly gathering leaves, stems, wild celery, and bamboo shoots, chewing peacefully in the cool, damp mountain air. An adult male can eat up to 40 pounds of vegetation every single day. His enormous body is built entirely on plants. That colossal strength, those powerful muscles, all of it is fueled not by the flesh of other living animals, but by the humble green leaves of the mountain forest floor. Look closely at his hand. 5 fingers, fingernails, and even his own unique fingerprints, just like yours. And this is no coincidence at all. The mountain gorilla shares around 98% of its DNA with human beings. Gazing into his deep brown eyes, you are quietly looking at a distant blood cousin. Truly everything to them. A single troop may hold a dozen members or more, adult females, playful youngsters, and tiny nursing infants, all led by one powerful adult male. Because of the silver saddle of hair across his back, we call him the silverback. The silverback is far more than simply a ruler. He is a devoted father, a fierce protector, and the beating heart of the entire group. Every major decision is his alone. Where they travel, where they feed, and where they will build their soft, leafy nests to sleep each and every night. And when true danger comes, he does not run. He stands his ground between the threat and his family, ready to give his own life for theirs. A silverback will face down a hungry leopard, a rival male, or even an armed human, refusing to abandon the ones that he loves. And this brings us to his most famous display of all, the chest beat. He rises up onto his legs, cups his great hands, and pounds his chest in a booming rhythm that echoes through the trees. To us, it looks like the ultimate declaration of war, but the truth is the exact opposite. The chest beat is not an attack at all. It is a message, carefully designed to avoid one. With that thunderous sound, the silverback announces his great size and his strength, hoping to settle the argument without a single blow. It is a bluff, meant to prevent a fight, not to ever start one. Reason. 2 silverbacks of that enormous size could easily kill one another. So instead, they roar, they charge, they beat their chests, measuring courage rather than actually drawing blood. Almost always, the weaker male backs down, and in the end, everyone walks away alive. No its own young. A newborn gorilla is tiny and helpless, weighing only about 4 pounds at birth. For the first months of life, it clings tightly to its mother's chest, and she carries it everywhere, never letting her precious baby out of her sight. A gorilla mother is endlessly patient and deeply loving. She grooms her infant for hours, cradles it gently as it sleeps, and comforts it whenever it cries. The powerful bond between them can last an entire lifetime. If you have ever held a human child, you already understand this quiet tenderness completely. As children, they are curious, mischievous, and utterly full of play. They wrestle, chase, tumble down grassy slopes, and swing from hanging vines, learning the rules of their world through endless games. And the whole family gently watches over them as they grow. But do not ever extraordinarily intelligent creatures. In the wild, they have been seen using tools, testing the depth of water with a stick, or laying down branches to cross a muddy stream. They think, they plan, and they solve real problems in the wild. In captivity, a few have learned hundreds of words in sign language, using them to ask for food, to name familiar objects, and even to express how they feel. This is a mind capable of language, memory, and something remarkably close to human thought. And with that, emotion. Gorillas truly feel. They form close friendships, hold grudges, and clearly show joy, fear, and affection. Perhaps most movingly of all, when a member of the family dies, the others have been seen to grieve, sitting quietly beside the body they loved. A grieving mother may carry her dead infant for many days, unwilling to let it go. Others gather in close, touching it and falling silent. Scientists once feared to call this grief, but anyone who has truly watched it knows the truth. These animals mourn their loved ones, just as we mourn ours. To truly know the gorilla, you must first enter its hidden world. These are the high cloud forests of Central Africa, Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here on steep volcanic slopes, wrapped in cold mist and endless green, only a few hundred wild mountain gorillas remain on Earth. A gorilla's day begins gently at first light. As the warm sun slowly burns off the mist, the family stirs from their nests. There is no rush and no panic. The morning is for eating, long hours of slow, peaceful feeding, as they move quietly through the dripping green, plucking the freshest leaves. By midday, their bellies full, it is finally time to rest. This is the family's favorite hour of all. The great silverback sprawls out in a warm patch of sun. The little ones clamber over his huge body, tugging at his fur, while the adults doze and groom, a portrait of perfect peace. As the afternoon slowly fades, they feed once more, then prepare for the coming night. Each gorilla builds itself a fresh nest, bending branches and leaves into a soft, springy bed. They never sleep in the same bed twice. And as darkness falls over the mountains, the whole family settles down safe together. But for the mountain gorilla, the greatest danger has always been us. Their forests are being cut down and burned for farmland and fuel, shrinking their home year after year, pushing these gentle giants into smaller and smaller islands of surviving green forest. Then there are the poachers. For many decades, gorillas were ruthlessly hunted for trophies for their hands and for the illegal trade in their stolen infants. Even today, wire snares set for other animals catch and maim them. A single hidden trap can cost a curious young gorilla its hand or its life, and deadly disease stalks them too. Because we share so much of their DNA, gorillas can easily catch our human illnesses. A common cold, completely harmless to us, can sweep through a whole troop and kill. By the late 20th century, it truly seemed the mountain gorilla might vanish from the earth forever. Into that deepening darkness stepped one truly remarkable woman. Her name was Dian Fossey. In 1967, she climbed alone into these misty mountains to live among the wild gorillas, to study them, and ultimately, to fight for them. What she discovered would change the way the world saw them forever. Slowly, she learned to imitate their sounds, their gestures, and their manners. And then one unforgettable day, a wild gorilla reached out and gently touched her waiting hand. For the first time, the world saw the truth she had found, not a beast, but a soul. Fossey. 1985, that brave fight cost her life. She was murdered in her cabin, deep in the forest she loved. But her tragic death was not the end of it. It became a rallying cry, heard all around the entire world. And here, of Fossey and the many who followed her, the world at last acted. Protected parks were created. Anti-poaching patrols walked the forests. Veterinarians began treating the sick and injured gorillas in the wild. Against all odds, the mountain gorilla began to fight back. Something else helped too, us simply coming to see them. Carefully managed tourism now lets visitors trek up the slopes to watch wild gorillas for a single precious hour. That money funds the guards, the vets, and the local communities, turning living gorillas into a national treasure worth fiercely protecting. And slowly, wonderfully, it is actually working. The mountain gorilla is the only great ape on Earth whose numbers are actually rising today. From just a few hundred, their population has now climbed past 1,000. Still endangered, still fragile, but no longer quietly sliding toward the darkness of certain extinction. It is one of the greatest conservation stories ever told. Living proof that when we choose to protect instead of destroy, even a species standing on the very edge can be pulled back. The mountain gorilla did not survive in spite of us. In the end, it survived entirely because of us. So look one last time into those deep and knowing eyes. Not a monster, not a mindless beast, but a true gentle giant, powerful yet peaceful, wild yet tender, and so very much like us. The mountain gorilla is not just worth saving. It is a mirror reflecting exactly who we truly are.